Hey guys, it's Alyssa, the hopeless romantic redhead.
And I'm Danielle, the whodunit detective.
And welcome to Main Character Syndrome. If you feel like you're the main character in your life, you are in the right place. All right, guys, we are in the middle of summer. I cannot believe the year is halfway over already, Danielle.
Look, I've been planning a late summer vacation for like a year now, and I haven't finished planning yet. And I'm like, oh crap, I should probably book my European summer trip now.
A European summer trip. Where are you
Yeah,
going?
yeah. We are going to Paris and Switzerland, um, in late August, early September. And today I just booked our first hotel.
Oh, I love it. You got to get on that, girl.
Yeah. Don't anxiety worse.
Oh, that's funny. Funny, funny. Okay. So obviously it is summer. We're going to get into some summer themed book reads that we really like. But first, it is main character moment time. Danielle, what is your main character moment?
I have two. The first is an update because I don't know that I updated people. Andrew and I have officially adopted Sammy, our dog.
Yay! I knew it. I knew that dog was going to be yours as soon as you got him.
Oh, I knew too, but I had to act cool to my husband who did not want another dog and then is now completely in love with him. But yeah, so we adopted Sammy. He's a 1-year-old miniature dachshund that was living in the woods in our neighborhood, and he's ours now.
He's
And
so cute.
then, so we got another fur baby, my husband and I, but completely different. My older sister just had an actual baby in the last few weeks. And so we get to go see him this weekend for the first time and hold him and squeeze
Aw,
him.
all
So
the
pretty
babies.
excited.
Got a
What's your
puppy
main
and a
character?
baby.
Yeah.
I love it. So cute. My main character moment, one of my friends, Leah, she's a meteorologist, and she was invited to this amateur radio event as their official meteorologist. And she asked me to come with because she wasn't really familiar with the place and I wasn't doing anything. So I was like, yeah, I'll go. And it was so much fun. I had no idea. I had like an inkling of what ham radio was, but I had no idea it could reach like all the way to Australia, New Zealand, Costa Rica. I mean, these people are talking to international people like
Huh,
all the time.
I didn't know that. And I'm a
It's so cool.
meteorologist.
It's so cool. And then I watched this dude do like Morse code and I'm like,
Ooh.
he's so fast. And I couldn't comprehend like anything that he was saying because I don't know Morse code, obviously.
Wow.
But all I know is SOS,
Yeah, right. That's the main one.
the important
That's
one,
cool.
right?
That's interesting.
Okay.
I've actually never been to anything like that. So
It
cool.
was interesting. I remember doing a story years ago at my old station about like an amateur radio event, but it wasn't until like I went to this event that I actually like learned a little bit more about like what it is,
Hmm.
which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
But also, so I want to start something on this podcast, which is current obsession,
Oh,
because let
mm,
me tell you, I don't know if you have heard of this movie on Netflix. It is called K-pop Demon Hunters.
no way.
Oh my God.
That's so funny. Andrew and I, our obsession right now is Lost, and we've never seen it fully through. And so that's what we're doing now. But we were watching it last night and we just got an ad for that. And Andrew was like, no thanks.
No, seriously, it K-pop Demon Hunters, I was like, what the hell is that? That's like some like anime, it's stupid. Oh my God. It is done by Sony and it is probably one of the best animated films I've ever seen, next to Big Hero
Ooh.
6.
Is it a film or a series?
It is a movie. So it's an hour and
Okay.
39 minutes. It has the hottest soundtrack I have ever heard. It is so good. I mean, it's like crack. I've been listening to the soundtrack over and over for the last week.
Honestly, Andrew said that last night, and I was kind of like internally, I was just like, oh, honestly, I'd probably watch it. So
I thought it was
cool.
just some dumb kids movie at first, and then
Hmm.
I saw the hype and I was like, what is this? And
Yeah.
so I watched it and it was so good. The book girlies will eat it up because it's an
Oh
enemies
my
to
God.
lovers.
Oh.
And it surrounds these K-pop idols and they're also demon hunters and a demon boy band. And it's just like it's so like it's a silly concept, but the music that they have in it and the way that they edit the animation to the
Hmm.
beat is a masterpiece, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, the Academy posted about it.
How about that?
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Academy, I mean, it's topped global charts for the soundtrack, and it's not even a real K-pop band. That's the funny
Right.
thing. It's right up there with BTS.
Yeah. How about
It's
that?
crazy.
You are definitely obsessed. I can tell. I feel your excitement.
Girl, it's just the music is so good. I'm a music person, and I think that's what really drew me in. Less the plot, but more of just like how amazing the score is. You have
Hmm.
to listen to a couple songs, and you'll understand what I'm saying.
I will.
But I
My
mean, people all over the world are obsessed with this movie. And at first, again, I thought it was like this silly kids movie. I have drank the Kool-Aid. I've hopped the bandwagon. I am a K-pop Demon Hunters fan.
I'm so happy for you.
Now we need you to watch it, and so you'll understand what I'm saying.
So I'll understand.
You can
My
watch it without Andrew if
obsession
you want.
my obsession outside of watching Lost, because that's literally taken up our lives for like the last
Hmm
6 months because it's such a long series and it's so amazing. Is of course gardening. Like we're in the heart of gardening season. So like literally every single day I wake up, I go outside, I look at my garden, I come home for lunch, I let the dogs out, I'm there at my garden. And then in the evening, I come home from work, I let the dogs out and I walk to my garden. I'm like pruning my plants. I'm harvesting like a crap ton of tomatoes I have right now. I got my first jalapeno the other day.
Oh,
And
fun.
don't laugh at me, guys. Like I started just a little late, unfortunately, because it was like raining every day here in the Ozarks, and so it made it a little bit difficult to start planting. But yeah, I'm waiting for my cucumber and my yellow squash. I've got some lavender too. My basil was not doing well and I had to chop it. A
Basil's
crap ton of
hard.
mint. And cilantro. Cilantro's the worst. I don't know.
Mhm.
If you have any tips for growing cilantro, I grow it and then like all of a sudden it's flowering like the next day. Like it starts and then it's flowering and I'm like, great. Okay. So I literally just chopped that to the base the other day because I was like,
Mhm.
I hate you. You're gone. Try to grow again. So
You're done.
I'm like, you
I
get
tried growing
two
spinach once, and
chances.
that did not end up happening.
Yeah. And I mean, you've been to my house, obviously. And so my house is like full of indoor plants, but in the summer, I'm outside.
Hmm
So,
You are an obsessive gardener.
yeah. But my garden's actually pretty small outside. It's a little wimpy, but it's
That's
growing.
so funny. I love it. Is there anything pop culture wise that you're obsessed with right now besides Lost?
Okay, it's another podcast, but I'm absolutely obsessed with it, and I don't think there's any competition between it and us. So I'm okay to say
Oh,
that I
I was gonna say traitor.
I absolutely listen to Amy Poehler's podcast every single
Oh,
day
really?
religiously. Yep, Good Hang. I am so obsessed with it. It just puts a big smile on my face, and so that is my pop culture go-to right now. Like, ugh,
You would
Amy.
love this podcast. It's called Morning Cup of Murder.
Oh,
Hmm
you've got my attention.
Exactly. Yes. Every single day there is a new episode, and it's basically this day in history, a murder was committed. And so it talks about that murder in real life.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
Yes, it's fun, and it kind of goes over the details of the case, and
Hmm.
I don't know. You start your morning with it, and it's called Morning Cup of Murder.
I love starting my day off with a good murder, but I guess that's why I have the job that I have.
Me too. And then obviously Call Her Daddy. I love that podcast.
It hasn't. I'm really not a hater, guys. I do listen to it. I used to listen to it religiously. Recently, it hasn't been fulfilling my podcast desires, but
No,
I
I
mean,
totally understand. A lot
there's
of it's
still things I'm good.
interviews, and I kind of pick and choose which interviews like I want to listen to.
And I'm also like not super cool. Like I'm not all over TikTok. So some of the people I really just don't know. And that's why, because I'm like, well, I'm getting to that age now, kids, where some of these celebrities, I'm like, I'm sorry, I bet you're really cool, but I just don't. I don't know. Yeah.
That's fair. I only know Alex Warren right now, and he's all that matters.
Who's that?
He sings Ordinary.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know the song.
Yeah, he got started on TikTok, but he's a massive musician.
How about that?
He's also come to St. Louis in October, so I
Hmm.
want to go. I don't know if you want to go.
Maybe. Depends on if I'm in my European summer or not.
Oh, that's true. All right,
But
speaking of
speaking of
summer, let's
summer,
talk about our top books for the summer that we either read or want to read. Danielle, do you want to kick us off?
yeah, so I'm really excited to dig into this one. Obviously, we've been going through the Throne of Glass series, so that's taken up a lot of my life, and I'm in a separate book club that's also had me reading a bunch this summer. But I really want to dive into this book, and of course, it's by one of my favorites. It is Taylor Jenkins Reid new book Atmosphere. I am so excited to dig into this. It's all up my alley because I'm super nerdy. I'm a weather nerd. I wouldn't necessarily say space nerd, but I'm very interested in space, but I'm just not a space scientist.
That's
But
science.
yeah, it's science. I feel like when I do news stuff, it's like they assume that I can do all the space stuff. And I'm like, I mean, it's a bit different. You know, the Earth, space, they're actually different.
Hmm.
But anyways, so Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, really excited about. It is about Joan Goodwin. She's been obsessed with the stars for as long as she can remember. She comes across an advertisement seeking the first woman scientist to join NASA's space shuttle program. Girl. Selected from a pool of thousands of applicants in the summer of 1980, she begins training at Houston Space Center alongside an exceptional group of fellow candidates. And as the new astronauts become unlikely friends and prepare for their first flights, Joan finds a passion and a love she never imagined in this new light. Joan begins to question everything she thinks she knows about her place in the observable universe. Then, dun dun dun, in December of 1984, on mission, everything changes in an instant.
Okay,
So,
that's definitely a book up your alley.
yeah, right. And I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. Like that's like my weird off-brand author that I'm like, love you.
Hmm.
You don't write about murder, but I love you.
No, I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. I will say this every time I get a chance to. One True Loves is one of my all-time favorite books.
I haven't read it yet,
Girl,
but
you
I
gotta.
believe I have it.
It is okay. It is emotionally damaging.
I'm not ready for emotional damage yet.
You may cry, but
Great.
that's the fun of being a reader. You feel all the emotions.
Yeah. What's yours? Your first one.
Okay, so this one just came out this year, and I actually got to read it as an arc. It's called Crash Landing by Annie McQuaid. So this is her first book ever, just released again this spring, and it was good. It's about former sweethearts Piper and Wyatt. They find themselves stranded, and after their plane crashed on a deserted island. They must work together to overcome obstacles as well as past hurts, all while learning to trust each other once again. So it has themes of survival while also living life to the fullest. So basically, if today was your last day on Earth, would you be satisfied with your life? Fans of Blue Lagoon will eat this up. It's so good. So I read it. I liked it. Do not read it on a plane. In case you couldn't tell, it's about a plane crash, and the details are
Lost.
quite terrifying.
Lost.
Like she's sitting in the back, and basically when the plane crashes, she ends up moving up front to be with him and ask him questions. And when the plane crashed, it like split in half and the back end of the plane like blew away. It's like where she was sitting.
Mm-hmm.
She would have died if she didn't move.
Crazy.
So I don't know. It's kind of terrifying, with all the plane crash stuff happening. So if you're on a plane or you're gonna hop on a plane soon, maybe don't read this until after you're back.
Good to know. Good to
But
know.
I'd probably give it 3 stars. It's kind of like what if you were stranded on an island with your ex,
Uh,
and what would you do?
well, you know what you should do is bring it to your beach trip that you have planned, but don't start it until you get there. And then if you're too scared to fly, then you just have to stay there at the beach.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Always
Or
thinking.
take a cruise back. There you go. Yeah. So I don't know. And also the ex that she has to be on the island with, like, hurt her bad.
Hmm.
Like this is an ex that she has like trauma with.
Ugh.
Not like beat her up trauma, but
Yeah.
like broke up with her, never told her why, made her feel like she wasn't enough kind of thing.
Gosh, but I hope I hope they don't get back together.
It's all explained. There
Yeah.
are a couple plot holes. It is her first book, so
Uh-huh.
some things were not answered. Some things didn't make sense, but it was a fun read.
Cool. Okay.
It's
Yeah, it sounds
definitely
good.
what you would call a beach read. So it's like you're not super invested in it to where you need another book in the series. It's just I read it and I'm done.
And I'm done.
I'm done.
Cool. The next on my list, I'm calling it an oldie but a goodie. It's not that old. It is The Last Mrs. Parrish, and I forgot to write down who the author is. But I'm sure if you type that in, it'll come up.
I
So The
think I
Last
have it on my
Miss,
Libby.
yeah, oh my gosh. Well, I told you it's so good. It was what I was reading when we were at the awards ceremony.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah. So Amber Patterson is fed up. She's tired of being a nobody, plain invisible woman who blends into the background, and she believes she deserves more out of life, more money, more power, just like the blonde-haired, blue-eyed goddess Daphne Parrish. And everyone thinks that Daphne Parrish and her husband Jackson are the fairy tale couple. Amber uses Daphne's compassion and her caring to put herself into the family's life. The first step in her scheme is to become Daphne's closest best friend, and then she manages to grow closer to Jackson. But she has a skeleton from her past with shocking turns and dark secrets that will keep you guessing until the very end. This book, I would say, was a 10 out of 10. Very good. Like very twisted. Like what you think is happening is like you don't know if it actually is happening the way it seems. So,
That's
so
you to
good.
a T.
Literally,
You love Twisted.
sorry, Alyssa, I know we're hanging out, but I have to listen to my book.
We can hang out while reading books. That's fine.
Yes,
No,
yes.
that is on my TBR right now. It's actually in my Libby app, so I will be
Oh
reading that
man.
soon.
Add it to the top. So good.
Yep. Yep, yep. Okay, next is not your favorite author, but one of my favorite authors, which is Emily Henry. I read Great Big Beautiful Life. If you guys remember in the last episode, I was kind of in the middle of reading it. I just finished it and it was good. I really enjoyed this one. It just released this spring. Emily Henry, if you guys don't know, she's the author of Happy Place, Beach Read, and People We Meet on Vacation, which the teaser for the movie of People We Meet on Vacation just dropped, and it's good. You guys should go check that out. So, Great Big Beautiful Life tells the story of Alice Scott, who is a writer chasing her big break. And she finds herself competing with a Pulitzer Prize winning author, Hayden Anderson, for the chance to write the biography of the mysterious Margaret Ives. Now, Margaret was once a tabloid sensation. She's vanished from the public eye and now lives as a recluse on a small island. So the novel intertwines Margaret's past with the present day competition between Alice and Hayden and explores themes of family, loss, and the power of storytelling. And it kind of goes back and forth between when Alice is, interviewing Margaret. When they're interviewing, it kind of goes to like the story and it kind of tells the story as if you're like the characters doing whatever they're doing. So it kind of flashes forward, flashes back, but it's not a
Okay.
full flashback, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. That's interesting because like while you were reading that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is beach read, but like a little different.
It was
Um,
so good.
so I like the flashback thing. It's kind of like it's almost that seems almost like Daisy Jones and the Six-ish.
Hmm.
Is it?
Um, I don't really know. It's basically it's about this woman, Margaret, whose family passed. Basically, there's a bunch of secrets, and these writers are trying to tell the story of her family now, and she's trying to keep those secrets secret. But
Interesting.
now it's like, why do you want to tell your story now? What
Hmm.
changed? Because she's
Cool.
been in hiding for like 2 decades.
Interesting.
So, I
Okay.
mean, it's like think of like a Marilyn Monroe going into hiding for 20 years.
Okay. That
So,
piques my interest a little bit more.
it's good.
Hmm.
And the romance is cute. It's not insta love, it's not enemies to lovers. It's literally like the casual, traditional, like you meet an acquaintance that you know of or heard of, and then through organic chemistry, you create this relationship. And there's no games. It's very normal in a sense. And
Okay.
I really liked it.
Cool.
So,
The next on my list is a little
oh,
different.
sorry. I have to also mention it did make me cry. This was the first Emily Henry book that made me cry.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are these things like with family trouble,
Hmm.
and this thing between her and her mom just like brought me to tears. It was so sad.
Okay.
So
Well,
I
I'm a
do have to
little more
say,
interested.
Emily Henry made me cry for the first time. It was
I mean,
weird.
I think I'm in the season of giving authors a second chance because that sounds good. And I also have an author of a book said last summer I hated. What was the one I hated last summer?
Oh, every
Um,
summer after.
Every Summer After. Oh my gosh. I
It was
hated
not
it.
the best ending.
Yeah, I feel like it was good up until the end, and then I was like, oh, this is just garbage. Um, but that's really aggressive. So I'm sorry. But I'm gonna give Carly Fortune another chance with her new book, One Golden Summer. So I really hope she doesn't disappoint me or I'm never gonna read anything else again. Please don't give me a really stupid ending. I swear. So here's kind of what it's about. Good things happen at the lake. Alice spent just one summer at the cottage with her nan when she was 17, and it's where she took a photo of three grinning teenagers in a yellow speedboat, the image that has changed her life. When Nan falls and breaks her hip years later, Alice comes up with a plan for them both. Another summer at the magical place, Barry's Bay. But as soon as they settle in, their peace is disrupted by the roaring of a familiar yellow boat and the man driving it.
I would read it.
Yeah.
That's on
So
my list.
it sounds good. I'm gonna give it a chance. I just hope that there's no like weird love triangles in it.
All right, next one, Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. She is the author of Just for the Summer. That was a big hit last year. It tells the story of Samantha and Xavier who meet and fall for each other despite Samantha's impending move to California to care for her mother with dementia. The novel explores the challenges of long distance relationships, family duty, and personal sacrifice as they navigate their feelings for each other while grappling with Samantha's family needs and Xavier's career in Minnesota.
Okay.
Obviously, I was kind of interested by the Minnesota part. If you guys don't know, I am
Minnesota.
from Minnesota. So anytime that I see things that I can relate to, like with the Emily Henry book, it was about a reporter, and I was a reporter. So anything that I'm like, oh, I wonder how they wrote about this, it just
I
kind of
feel that.
piques my interest.
I feel that. Well, cool. I This one's going to be a bit different next on the list, and I wanted to kind of branch out um, because the historical fiction books I've read in the past I've actually liked. It's just not normally what I jump to. So don't let me saying historical fiction like turn you off. It's called Only the Beautiful by Susan Meisner. And here's the kind of the stage, California, 1938. When she loses her parents in an accident, 16-year-old Roseanne is taken in by the owners of the vineyard where she has lived her whole life. Rosie has an interesting gift when she sees colors, I should say. She sees colors when she hears sound. Very interesting.
I've heard of
You,
that actually.
you have? I
Yeah.
haven't. So she promised her mother that she would never reveal this little secret and her ability to anyone. In a desperate moment, she lets her guard down and ends up telling her secret to someone, and she gets pregnant and is banished by the Calverts. And I will say, this is all just in the description of the book, so I'm not spoiling anything. She soon finds out that she's not going to have a home of any kind after being banished by the family, but a place far worse than anything she could have imagined. Switching gears here, Austria, 1947, after witnessing firsthand Hitler's brutal pursuit of hereditary purity, especially with regard to quote unquote different children. Helen Calvert, different person, is ready to return to America for good, but when she arrives at her brother's peaceful vineyard, she's shocked to learn what really happened 9 years earlier to Rosie. In her determination to find Rosie, Helen discovers that while the war had been won in Europe, there are still terrifying battles to be fought at home. So
Okay.
it's
I
kind of
do
a
like a good historical fiction.
yeah, it's kind of a lot. It seems dense, but I mean, I love this story of a fight. I feel like I haven't read this, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of like overcoming difficulty and obstacles and trauma, terror, and so excited to read this one.
No, it sounds great.
A
I
little
mean,
mystery too.
last year, one of my favorite summer reads was The Women by Kristen Hanna, and that was a historical fiction. It was a work
Mhm.
of art. It was amazing.
Yeah,
Okay,
so it's a lot.
here's one that you guys might not know that this actually was a book series before it was a TV series. The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. Season 3 comes out next week. And if you guys really want to know how season 3 ends, I have a pretty good idea. You can get a jump start and figure that out before the last episode airs in October. Yeah, they're milking this. They're starting in July and they're like releasing an episode every week, and the final episode is in October.
Which one is it?
The Summer I Turned Pretty.
The Summer I Turned Pretty. Okay.
hmm
Huh.
So, Jenny Han, she's the author of To All the Boys I Loved Before, which is also a major Netflix hit. The Summer I Turned Pretty is a hit series on Amazon Prime. Again, the final season comes out next week. So, definitely check that out. It is a coming of age novel where Isabel Belly Conklin, Belly is her nickname, she experiences a transformative summer. Belly, who has always been seen as a child by the Fisher brothers, Conrad and Jeremiah, experiences a shift in their perceptions as she blossoms into a young woman. Basically, she comes back one summer and she's hot. It's kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
Um, the summer is complicated by a love triangle between Belly and the brothers, as well as the revelation that Susanna, the brothers' mother and her mom's best friend, is battling terminal cancer. Ultimately, Belly grapples with her feelings for both Conrad and Jeremiah while also confronting the realities of growing up and the fragility of life. So, this is an interesting book series, but the TV series also kind of jumps from the kid's point of view, but also like the mom's point of view. Like the mom's dealing with cancer and Belly's mom is her best friend, and they're dealing with that, and they're also dealing with raising kids. It's just like I feel like it's something for everybody, but the book series I feel like is geared more towards a younger audience, which is
I
like
have a
YA.
feeling they're gonna change the ending. Like I
I
feel like
I
it's
hope they
not
do. I
I feel
really
like
hope they do because don't hate me. I'm kind of team Jeremiah. Conrad just like doesn't do it for me.
yeah. So,
You haven't seen it yet, but
mm-mm.
you should. It's a fun series.
And I think because like they did that with the perfect couple. Like the perfect couple ending was different than the book. So
Oh,
I feel
okay.
like that's maybe their thing now is taking book adaptation, changing them up.
I mean, it's an adaptation for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look
So
what they did with Bridgerton.
I don't know. I haven't read Bridgerton, but
Well, they changed quite a few things.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which, like, when they make the Fourth Wing adaptation, they better not change a damn thing.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, they better not touch that masterpiece.
Yeah. So there's a lot of expectations when you do an adaptation, but we'll
Especially
see.
with a work that's as beloved as that one, and Harry Potter, of
Mhm.
course. But they did pretty
Yeah.
good with that one.
Yeah, they did well with Harry Potter. Um, my next one, I actually forgot to put it on my list here, but I just finished it and I'm just gonna say I loved this book. It is also completely not my style. It's Ellen Hilderbrand's The Hotel Nantucket.
Oh,
Um, but once again, there is like a little bit of a mystery in it, so it just like tickles my taste buds just enough for me to really be into it. And I just like read it while I was doing yard work. I was just like, well, I don't have time to take notes when I'm reading like the Throne of Glass series. So what can I do that'll keep me busy that I can listen to while I'm doing yard work? And so the Hotel Nantucket, and I'll just say like if you aren't going on like a beach trip this summer and you really kind of want to be immersed in that experience without actually being there and spending all of this money, the Hotel Nantucket 1000%. It is in situated obviously in Nantucket. So you get like the New England summer feel. There's a little bit of chemistry, there's a broken up relationship, and then finding new family, new friends, some mystery in it because a girl was murdered in this hotel like 100 years before,
there is your
and
murder.
the ghost haunts the the ghost haunts the hotel. So now you know why I even picked it up.
Yep, I
But
was like, oh, there it is.
yeah, but the goal of this like revamped hotel is to win over a woman and to win over another woman, but for two completely different reasons. And I'll leave you at that.
Okay, interesting. I'd pick it up.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I loved it.
This is in your field right here. It's called You Are Fatally Invited by Andy Pliego. I don't know how to say that. Sorry if I butcher it. It is a thriller about a group of mystery authors invited to a secluded island for a writing retreat hosted by a reclusive author named J.R. Allister. The retreat turns deadly when one of the authors is murdered, and the remaining guests realize they are trapped in a real life mystery game orchestrated by Allister. The protagonist, Mila Del Angel, who is Alistair's assistant and also has her own agenda, must navigate the dangerous games and uncover the killer to survive. So the story blends elements of a classic whodunit with a suspenseful, high-stakes thriller exploring themes of revenge and the dark side of the publishing world.
Nice.
Yeah, that is higher on my TBR right now because I really want to read that one.
Interesting. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's like a summer spin on Clue.
I love the game Clue.
Yeah. I mean, you love a mystery, you love a good murder, you love a whodunit, you are the whodunit detective. So I feel like this book was written for you.
No, I haven't read an Agatha Christie book in a while.
Ooh,
So
girl, I feel like that's criminal for you.
I know. So I do need to jump on that for sure.
Yeah. Some honorable mentions, of course, as we talked, One Golden Summer is also on my list. Super excited to read that one. If you want to dip your toes a little bit more into Carly Fortune, she also is the author of Meet Me at the Lake and also Every Summer After, which we both did not love, but maybe you will. So I'm not going to yuck your yum. The Inheritance by Trisha Saklecha. Again, sorry if I butcher it. Deep End, I talked about this in the last podcast episode by Allie Hazelwood. It is spicy. And then she also wrote one recently called Problematic Summer Romance. It has an age gap. So if that's your thing, it's not my thing personally, but again, not gonna yuck your yum. Do you have any honorable mentions, Danielle?
Yeah, my honorable mention is one of my top reads from last year. It's Bad Summer People by Emma Rosenblum. So if you didn't get to it on UTBR last year, I mean, I really think you should put it to the top. It's like a good summer drama. It's, yeah, like a really nice summer drama that you'll love.
Yeah. You can count on us to give you your summer romances, your summer mysteries, your summer psychological thriller book
Mhm.
recommendations. We got you.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any thoughts, feelings, emotions on our recommendations, please let us know on social media, Main Character Syndrome Pod. For now, to the readers who listen, we'll see you later.
Bye, everyone.